As a mum of 2 children, neither of whom are fans of sleeping, especially at night time, I've had many years of sleep deprivation and many years of trying to work out how to get a baby to sleep through the night. And after 9.5 months with my youngest daughter, who is 9.5 months, she hadn't slept through the night at all for 9.5 months until 3 nights ago, and now she's sleeping through the night for 12 hours straight. So I thought I would share with you the things that have worked for us. I have worked with a sleep trainer, but certain things that I was taught from the sleep trainer I have adapted, and I think with all babies, I'm telling you what worked for us and giving you my tips. You probably will need to adapt these slightly to a baby of different ages. The other quick thing I just want to say is I'm also going to be doing a video on how to cope with sleep deprivation, because as I said, I had 9.5 months of it where I thought I was actually going insane, and I feel that there's very little help out there. While you're doing this sleep training, it may take a while to get it to work. You're going to need patience, so you'll probably still be sleep deprived for a while. So if you are struggling, I'm going to do that vlog very soon. Anyway, I will stop blabbering because I'm sure you just want to get straight in there. So here are my top tips for how to get a baby to sleep through the night. Naps are so important. With our first daughter, we made the big mistake of thinking if she doesn't nap in the day, then she'll sleep better at night because she'll be so tired. The weird thing with babies is generally sleep begets sleep. So if they get sleep in the day, they will sleep better at night. If they don't sleep in the day, they will get so overtired that they then just get beyond sleep. They just can get so overstimulated. When I worked with a sleep trainer, the advice I was given was to let her go to sleep 2 hours and 15 minutes after she wakes up. So say she wakes at 7, at 9:15, put her down, and then after she wakes up again, another 2 hours and 15 minutes, put her down again. Now I would say with younger babies that would work really, really well. What I found with Sienna is she's a little bit older, and doing it every 2 hours 15 minutes meant that she was getting up, or she was having quite a few naps in the day, and I think by 9 months she doesn't need as many as that. So I'd say if you have a younger baby, definitely try putting them down to nap every 2 hours and 15 minutes. If you have an older baby, I would say from sort of 6-7 months plus, you can try what's called the 2-3-4 method. So that's 2 hours or 2 hours 15 after the first wake, then 3 hours after that, and then 4 hours after that. With Sienna now, and this is what has finally worked for us, I call it the 2.5, 3.5, 4. So 2.5 hours after she first wakes, I put her down. Then when she wakes again, I put her down 3.5 hours after that, and then 4 hours after that. And that works out as 12 hours in the day that she'll be awake with 2 naps in between. And then that leaves 12 hours for her to sleep through the night. Now, I know a lot of baby books will say don't have sleep aids. By that they generally mean try and not have the milking to sleep or breastfeeding to sleep or always being cuddled to sleep, but you can have good sleep aids. Ones that I have found that have really worked for us are having some music, and I use this little musical thing. It's from Fisher-Price. It came as a mobile, but actually we were advised by the sleep trainer to not use a mobile because it can be distracting. So luckily this comes off, so I just set this beside her bed, and it plays some soft, gentle music. There's also white noise there, and there's some nature sounds as well. So if your baby prefers maybe just sounds rather than music, but Sienna likes music, I will play it for you now. So there you go, it's just like that. Every time just before she goes down for her nap and when she goes for bed at night, I put that music on. The other thing then is to always put her in a grow bag. And even in naps in the daytime, she always goes in her grow bag. So she's just then associating those two things with, oh right, okay, I'm going in my grow bag and I'm listening to the same music, so I'm going to go to sleep now. It's just kind of letting them have certain sleep aids, and they're not ones that are going to affect you. You'll still be able to leave her, so they're ones that you can keep in the room. Another idea, if you don't want to buy some sort of musical mobile or something, is use an app on your phone. I was recommended to maybe use like a wave noise app that goes on constantly, so you leave that on the whole time they're asleep, and at night leave it on the whole time as well, so you can try that. My third tip would be what I'm calling the shh method. Now, whenever I was taught about this method, it was called the push shush method, but I kind of For us, the push-shush method didn't totally work because Sienna's now at a stage where she can push herself up because she was 8 months and she was already standing up in her cot. And what you're meant to do is basically put your hand on the baby's back, hold them down slightly. So you're not really pushing them, it's called push-shush, but it's more sort of gently holding them down while tapping their bum and saying shh, shh, shh. I found that if I was holding Sienna's back down, she would just go mad. She just pushed against my hand, she started screaming, she couldn't understand why I was in the room holding her down but not picking her up. So what I did, because I just felt that I couldn't hold her down, I just couldn't. So I lifted her. I know people would say that that's the wrong thing to do, but I did it at the beginning, and what I did was I lifted her and then made the shh, 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 shh noise. And I kept doing that for a while, and so it was to get her to associate that shush noise meant sleep. So again, it's, I guess, a sleep association. So we've got the grow bag, we've got the musical toy or the music of some kind, and then if she learned that shh, 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 shh meant sleep, I would wait until she was really sleepy, not quite asleep, but very, very nearly asleep. Then I would put her down in the cot and I would continue to do the shush, shush, shush method. Obviously, this doesn't work straight away. It took about 4 days for this to work. And if she started screaming again and pushing up, I lifted her back again. This is just what worked for me. Other people may say don't lift them, but that's what felt right to me, and I'm glad I did it. So I lifted her again, continued with the shush, shush, shush until I was able to set her down, and then she would settle and lie down there. So then what I would do is leave the room for 5 minutes, and if she hadn't settled after 5 minutes, or if she woke up again and was really going mad, I would go back in and again do the same thing. And I would only stay for maybe like a minute, minute and a half of doing the shh, shh, shh. You could like count to 100 just to give you an idea, because obviously it's hard to tell exactly what a minute or a minute and a half is. So we just count to 100 and then leave the room again. Wait for 5 minutes and then see if they're settling themselves. And if not, then go back in and, you know, again, do the same thing. And this can take time, but just keep trying. You need to get to know your baby's cry, and when you can kind of tell when it's more of a tired cry and when they're definitely not going to go to sleep now. Because if you can hear some of those cues that they're a bit tired, and maybe leave them for a bit longer and just see, they might be able to go to sleep on their own. So don't always go in too early. So listen out, see if they're making some of those like ooh, if they're kind of ooh sounds or ah sounds. If they make sort of ooh or ah, then it's generally that they're getting a bit sleepy. So listen out for those. So I've already mentioned the importance of having naps in the day, but something that I did wrong was that I was allowing Sienna to nap for as long as she wanted in the day, and that meant that she would often sleep for 2, possibly even 3 hours, certainly in the morning, and then she'd maybe do another hour and a half to 2 hours in the afternoon. So she was getting so much sleep in the day that of course she wouldn't need as much at night. So what I did was I decided to reduce the naps to an hour in the morning and an hour in the afternoon. So she just gets 2 hours of naps in the day. I'm still following the same 2.5, 3.5, 4 hour routine, but in between those times when she has her nap, it's just an hour. That means waking her up after an hour, because she would honestly sleep in a lot longer. But you know, that's just what you have to do. And I must say, the very first day I reduced her naps to an hour each, that was the first night that she slept through the night. So it seems to have done something. You've probably heard this from health visitors, routine, 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 but it is so key. The nap routine, which I've already mentioned, is really, really key to stick with those timings. And it may mean sometimes having to sacrifice going out and doing things, but while you're sleep training, honestly, you kind of have to just stick to it, be consistent and stick with the routine. And nighttime routines are really important. So with Sienna, we always give her a bath before bed. Then we bring her downstairs and keep her down here for a little while until it's 7 o'clock, and that's her bedtime, and we bring her back up. We give her a bottle of milk downstairs, and then we bring her back up and then put on the music, put her in her grow bag and put her to sleep and lay her down. And actually that leads me on to point 7, so I'll do point 7 now. This is a huge reason why a lot of babies wake up in the nighttime, is because they feel that they need milk to go to sleep, especially if they've been a breastfed baby or they are a breastfed baby still. Generally they will think, I need milk, I need to suckle, or I'm not going to be able to get myself back to sleep. That's become their comfort. So you're going to have to try and break that cycle. What you need to do for that then is try and stop giving them milk in their room. Certainly for us, the milk issue was quite a big one because she was always waking and wanting milk in the night. And we were giving her milk because we didn't want to starve her, and it would be given in her room. So we started in the daytimes, as I said, giving her milk downstairs in the living room or in the kitchen or somewhere else before bringing her upstairs and putting her down. And we do that at night time as well. So it's just trying to break that association between milk and falling asleep. So my final tip is actually kind of sticking with the whole milk theme. And that is the idea that you need to start reducing milk at night if they're still getting milk, whether it's through breastfeeding or through a bottle. You need to try and reduce what they're having at night. If that means having less time of them breastfeeding, then do that, cut the time down. Or if you're formula feeding, it's a little bit sort of easier to know how much they're getting and to reduce that down. But start off, we used to give Sienna an 8-ounce bottle every night in the middle of the night, and that was just far too much, because it also meant then she wasn't really eating as much in the day because she was getting it in the middle of the night. So we reduced that down to 4 ounces, and then slowly we used to reduce the scoops of formula we put in. So it'd have 4 ounces of water with just 3 scoops of formula, and then slowly reduce it to 2 scoops of formula, then 1 scoop, until they're really just having water. And after a while they'll realize that this water is not that much fun. I would rather have, you know, something a bit more substantial, and they'll realize, actually, I'll not bother waking up for that. So yeah, that would be my sort of final tip, is to try and reduce their milk, try and make them sort of have more milk in the day and feed more in the day. And I found that then, since we reduced, or we've now got rid of the night bottle, she now sleeps, A, she sleeps through the night, and B, she's eating better. So it's got 2 positives there. So those are all my top tips for how to get your baby to sleep through the night. As I said, I never thought my 9-month-old or 9.5-month-old would ever sleep through, but she now does, and it's amazing. I feel like a new person. But I used all of those tips. I really did try them out. Be consistent. Whatever you decide to do, try and stick to it, because if you're swapping around different types of sleep training or different types of routine, you're just going to confuse them. So stick to just that, whatever routine you decide to do. If you take some of these bits that I've told you, maybe write it down and make your own little sleep plan. Good luck. I hope these tips work, because I know how awful sleep deprivation is and how much better it is when you finally get sleep. So yeah, hope it all works for you. And if it does, leave any comments below, or if you've got any questions, write them below. If you want to see the sleep deprivation video, I will be putting that up soon. So please click on subscribe, and also the little bell notification button, because that will let you know as soon as I've uploaded that. And yeah, hope this has been of help, and I will chat to you all soon. Bye.